Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I have another Scream 6 update for you, and we are less than 1 month away now from its theatrical release, and I'm going to discuss a new Scream 6 poster that potentially has some very revealing information in regards to the storyline of the film. Plus, they just released new character posters yesterday, and I have them all here for you to see as well. It is full-blown marketing season for the movie, and all I can say right now is to buckle up because the Scream 6 hurricane is hitting shore. Let's go! So before I get into the new character posters, let's go ahead and start off with this awesome poster that came out, I guess it was like 3 days ago now, and I'm just now getting around to bringing it to you guys, but I still wanted to do it and show you guys what I found in this poster. So if ever there was a poster that points us to a possible cult of Ghostface finally happening in a movie, guys, this is the one. So before I get to the banner ads and the headlines on the poster, let's first look at how many Ghostfaces there are on this poster. So I went through, zoomed it in by a section, and here's what I've got. So the top left, we have our first one. Here in the office building, where it says Scream right above the S, you can see there's another one, that's 2. The third one is on the side of the stab sign. Number 4, 5, 6, and 7 are at the bottom left of the poster. Number 8, 9, and 10 are on the bottom right side of the poster. So after going through the poster, magnifying it up, looking very closely, the grand total of Ghostfaces that I could locate are 10. It was 10 of them. So if you're going to have a cult of Ghostface, 10's a good number, guys. That's a really good number. Now, keep in mind, if they go this route, with 10, with a cult of 10. This does not mean we're going to know most of them. In fact, most of them we will not know, right? Because we've got 14 characters identified in this film. And you could technically make 10 of them part of the cult, but then you're talking about including the core 4 or Kirby and Gale, which makes 6. That means 2 of them, of the core 4 plus Gale, and Kirby would be involved. I don't think that's the case. What I would imagine we would see here, if this is what they're going to do, you're going to see like standard 2 ghost faces that we know. The one will be in the friend group, or maybe 2, and then you'll have a mastermind. Like a Henry Czerny character, for example, will be the mastermind, and then the other ghost faces that they reveal will just be unknown characters. There's going to be people we saw like maybe one time at a frat party or something like that. So it does not mean that all these major characters are all going to be killers at all. So that's that's a way they could do that. And it would just be in costume. They would get killed and get revealed, and you're like, who's this? We don't know. And that's all part of the mystery. As they're going through the movie, they're finding people here, they're unmasking them. They're like, do you know this person? No. Do you know this person? And then they start investigating. Well, it was a student at Blackmore, attended this class. And then you start unraveling the mystery as the movie goes on. And then you save the characters at the end to be the ones that you know. Like, your Jack Champions, your Josh Segarra, your Henry Czerny, what have you. They'll be the final reveals. But the reveals along the way are your no-name characters that we don't know. We're going to find out, they ended up being cult members of Ghostface. So zooming off of the poster, here you go, guys. There it is. All 10 Ghostfaces with my arrows. You can see where they're located on the full poster. And then, of course, the 11th one would be the one that's the very large Ghostface and knife in the poster. Didn't count him. So that would be 11 if you count that person, but 10 more of the hidden ones. All right, so could we finally have a cult of Ghostface? I think it's a real possibility. Now, could Stu Macher finally be revealed in Scream 7, not 6, Scream 7, as the ultimate mastermind behind the cult that started in Scream 5 with recruiting Richie and Amber on the Dreadit subreddit or the subreddit thread. I mean, remember when Amber said it? She said she was radicalized. She just wanted to be a part of something. I mean, that's the very kind of verbiage and mindset of someone who would say that, who is, in or involved with a cult. Very similar to that. So this could all be connected, guys. It could. And it may be Scream 7 until we find that connection out. But we'll see. We shall see. Okay, so let's keep moving. What else does the poster reveal outside of these 10 Ghostface killers? Well, here we see at the top left the ad for Stab the Musical. Now, if you've been a part of my channel for long, you already know that I've been talking about the Stab Musical for ages now, since, it first was announced and kicked around. I mean, it just makes sense that you're in New York and you have it on the Broadway stage. Stab the Musical. It just made a lot of sense. Now, does that mean we're going to see an actual performance of the play? Not necessarily, at all. Not necessarily at all. It could just simply be a billboard and a light, where people, a billboard and a sign that people can see in the city. But either way, it's at least something different, being a musical versus just another Stab movie like Stab 9, just a movie. No, we're going to mix it up. We're going to make these into stage plays, musicals. So whether or not we see actual footage, like I say, doesn't matter. I think it's cool. And I suspect that we will see a sign somewhere in New York in this movie that says Stab the Musical, or, Wrongfully Accused, the musical, like we saw on the New Year's Day poster, something like that. Now, below this ad for Stab, we see this one for Gail's TV show. So we know that Good Morning with Gail Weathers is still going strong. And directly below Gail's banner ad, we have this news broadcast declaring that there are grisly murders in the city. And moreover, it says the McKenzie family found murder in a series of stabbings. Now, remember back in Scream 1, guys, I'm going to take you back there for just a second. What did Casey Becker's dad tell her mom when he gives her the keys? He says, drive to the McKenzie, go down, drive to the McKenzie's, call for help. And then in Scream 5, also we had Liv McKenzie, who, you guys remember was the first victim of Amber in the living room when she unveiled herself. So could the McKenzie family be connected all the way back to Scream 1? Is this the same family tree, an offspring of that, or even some of the, same living relatives from then, for that matter? It is possible. Now, there's been a long-standing rumor, you guys have probably heard it, of Samara Weaving since she was cast. A rumor's been floating around. It's not confirmed, but it said the rumor has been that she could potentially be Liv McKenzie's sister from Scream 5 because they have a similar build, similar appearance in their face, what have you. So that's been a rumor that's been going around a while. And perhaps her character named Laura, which obviously has no last name, which is odd. So maybe we find out once the movie comes out, it's going to be Laura McKenzie. It's very, very possible they're hiding that, so they don't want us to see it until the theater. So that's a real possibility. But we'll have to see about that, whether it is or not. It's certainly a little sus that we don't have a last name for her at this point already. But I do expect Laura to be the opening kill, Samara Weaving. And I really believe that this could very well tie into the headline, because she is, going to be one of the Mackenzies, and she is killed opening of the movie. I think that makes sense. And the question for me, though, is that while it is interesting, I just want to know what the ultimate motive is. Because the motive seems to me it has to tie back to Sam and Tara in a way that eliminating the McKenzie family makes sense. I don't know what that is yet. What would make sense to target the McKenzies specifically and relating it to Sam and Tara? And that's the question that we'll have to wait and have answered, obviously. So stay tuned on that front. But it's interesting to think about. Alrighty. And then we see a sign for also, of course, Blackmore right next to it. And we saw, see Chad wearing that hoodie, representing the school with some hoodies, with a hoodie. Basically, in every trailer spot, he's got that hoodie on from Blackmore, so it's very prevalent. At least in the scenes that they're involved with, he's wearing it. Maybe it's the same night, and that's possible too. Okay, now let's keep moving. And before we go lower on the poster, let me do this. Let's look to the right of the previous spot before we go down. And we have the new slogan for the movie, New York, New Rules. And, again, I love that. And it's something, it's a little cheesy. I think it's cool because it harkens back to Scream 4, which is, we know this movie is rumored to be very connected to Scream 4. So I think that's cool. New York, New Rules instead of New Decade, New Rules. And then we have the New York City Halloween Parade in 5 days. So we got a real life counter for that. All right. Now, as we approach the bottom section of the poster, once again, we see the Stand Musical ad and the McKenzie headline here. Just as we did on the top portion of the poster, we see it at the bottom left side. Yeah, there you go. See there? On the bottom left-hand side, we see This Is Going to Hurt, Stab the Musical, and then, of course, the McKenzie family murder again, a series of stabbings in the city. They just keep repeating the same as it did earlier on the higher-up ad. A series of murders found in the New York area, close to Halloween. So it's close to Halloween. This stuff's going down. And then there's two Ghostface there. One on that far left window and one on the far right window, you'll see there, saying hello as well. And this brings us to our last portion of the bottom of the poster. We see the cab here and a few Ghostface killers on the right-hand side. And that completes our poster. So now we can move on to the new character posters just released yesterday. And remember in Scream 5, they had all 13 of the central cast members with Ghostface masks. Looks like they're about to put them on or just taking them off. And well, they're taking that same concept for Scream 6, but instead of a mask, they are using the Buck 120 signature knife that Ghostface uses, and they're having their faces with it, and then they're having Ghostface, the image of Ghostface's mask on the blade. So the blade's, Ghostface is looking at us through the blade, which is cool. And you see the knife blade there by each person. And I want to mention something as I'm scrolling through these images. You're going to see everyone's here with the exception of Henry Czerny. Yeah, Henry Czerny is not here. Just like they did Vince. This is the same thing they did to Vince. They hid Vince from the marketing last year for Scream 5. He was on no character posters. He was on no marketing materials. And he ended up being a very inconsequential character. Died really early in the movie, and that was it. Now, could that be the same here? It's possible. But if you think that if he's going to have any significant time in this movie, you think they would have done a poster for him. So I think there's a real intentional reason for not doing this. I think they don't want his face to be widely known in the marketing materials. I think they want him to be kind of a Debbie Salt character, and you're going to see him in the movie, but you're not going to be overwhelmed by him. And boom, they come back and grab you. That's what I'm thinking. So we'll see. Could be completely wrong. He may die in the first 10 minutes, and then there goes the whole theory of him being the mastermind. But I think that he is. That's my theory right now. I will make my final predictions for you guys for Scream 6 in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I'm going to be doing my final announcement the Saturday before the movie drops. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, guys, other than Henry Czerny, everyone else is here. Great mask. Awesome job, sir. these amazing masks. They did a good job. So, all right. Well, guys, now listen. I want to know, what do you think about all these posters, these character posters, the poster that dropped down with the Ghostface on it, and all the potential storylines with the musicals. I want to know what you're thinking. What are your ideas and theories, guys? We are, again, less than a month away. So start leaving your comments below right now so we can discuss it together. Well, that's going to be it for this update, but I'll be back soon with more Scream 6 and other horror movie content as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thanks for watching.